We're talking about ending all struggle by opening to what is. And right now, there seems to be a lot of people who are struggling. There are people who are struggling here in the United States with what is happening. There are people who are struggling in their own personal lives. There are people who are struggling with what's happening in other parts of the world. But it's really important to understand that all struggle stems from resistance. All struggle comes from resisting what is right here, right now in your own field of awareness. And when I'm talking about your field of awareness, I'm talking about what is directly in front of you in this moment. In this moment, despite whatever you heard on the news about what's happening in our country or in another part of the world or with a friend or a close loved one, in this moment, in your field of what you can see and hear and taste and touch and smell, is there anything, truly anything happening that's disturbing your peace? Even if it's physical body pain, even if we're dealing with some kind of physical pain in the body, if we don't resist and we stay present with this, and I speak from personal experience, if we stay really present with the physical pain, the resistance lowers. If we're really present with it, we can breathe into it and we'll notice that the pain begins to shift and to move. It's not some solid, dense mass that grows. It only becomes more solid and dense when we're resisting it, and then the pain will intensify. So all resistance leads to some form of denying what is our present time reality. So the mind hears something. I'm talking about the ego structure, the mind that thinks that it's you, the thoughts that feel personal to you. The ego structure is based on thoughts about the past, about past perceptions, beliefs, things that have happened, and it takes things that have happened in the past and it projects that into the future about some perhaps reality that may or may not happen, which causes fear and anxiety. So I'm talking about that part of you, the mind that sounds very personal, that tries to convince you to either focus on something that happened earlier, before, in the past, or something that may or may not happen in the future. Because the ego mind does not want us to stay present. If we're really present, the ego doesn't exist. It can't. It can't. Pure presence brings about pure peace and the end of all struggle. Now, this isn't to dismiss what you are feeling. I'm not here to invalidate ever what someone is struggling through. If you're really struggling, then we don't want to resist the struggle. We just want to own that, oh, yeah, I'm struggling. And just be with that and watch it begin to dissolve. Because even just that brings you into presence, and being in this moment with your direct experience will allow any struggle to begin to dissolve because you're really present. And in the present moment, you can't not but experience peace. So I'm talking about, as we're going through challenging times in which we're struggling in our lives, to use our direct experience, which I've talked about before, using the 5 sense gates of sight and hearing and taste and touch and smell, using any one of those to be really, really present right here, right now. We can have compassion for what people are going through, our friends, our loved ones, our family, our neighbors, our other people in other parts of the world are going through. But we need to stay really conscious about, is that our direct experience? Your animal companion, any pet that you may have, they're only having a direct experience. They're not fretting about what may or may not happen. They're not lamenting the past. They're not in fear over the future. They're really right here, right now. And if you think it's selfish to be at peace when you know other people are going through some kind of struggle, I want to reassure you, it is not. It is not. I remember reading one time in Be As You Are, Ramana Maharshi's book, Be As You Are. I love that book, where he said your own self-realization is the greatest gift you can render the world. The greatest gift we can give the world is to stay abiding in our true nature, which is awareness. There's this cosmic play that's being enacted, but we're not in the play. We are the awareness observing the play. I've talked about this before. So it's okay to watch the drama unfold. And as disturbing as it may feel, to know that the greatest gift you can give our planet is to be abiding in that effortless being that we are. Our true nature is effortless. It's not struggling. It's not in fear. It's not anxious. It's watching what is happening with the accepting, unconditionally loving I. So keep in mind, peace and struggle cannot coexist. And if you allow yourself to be really present to what is right now, you will experience immediate inner peace. Thank you, and namaste.